We will begin today in child's pose. So coming to the center of your mat, separating your knees nice and wide, bring your big toes together to touch behind you. Start to sit back onto your heels. Making this an active stretch. So really intentionally reach your fingertips forward. Let your chest fall heavy between the thighs. Let your forehead relax towards the floor. Allow yourself to become centered, to become present. Start to deepen the breath. Slowing down every inhale and trying to match the length with the exhale. Taking a scan of your body, noticing how you feel today. Notice where you might be holding some tension. And as best you can, start to let go, start to relax. In this pose, child's pose, is always a wonderful, safe position to come back to if you ever need a break, or if I ever call a posture that's not comfortable for whatever reason for your body. You are always welcome to return to this resting pose. Let's take one cleansing breath to begin. So exhale out any stale air. Big, full inhale through the nose. Exhale out the mouth. Inhale, look up towards your fingertips. Press your weight into your palms. Shift your weight forward into tabletop. Separating the fingers wide. Stacking hips over knees, moving through cat-cow. So on the inhales, lower the belly, lift the gaze up. Exhale, round the spine, navel to back. Inhale, arch the back, really lift the tailbone, lift the collarbone. Exhale, chin to chest, actively pull the abdominals in towards your spine. One more time. Inhale, lower the belly towards the floor, look up. Exhale, chin to chest, press the ground away from you, press the knees down, puff up the shoulder blades. Come to a natural, neutral, flat back and just shake your hips from side to side. Continue to pay attention to your breathing. Every cycle, try to slow it down. And if your hips are moving, come back to that neutral tabletop. We'll go into puppy pose. So keeping the hips where they are, stacked over the knees, start to walk the hands forward, reaching the chest, the forehead towards the floor, similar to child's pose, but a little bit more intense. If you have a block or a pillow, you can place it under your forehead, just going as far as your flexibility will allow. And if your back and your shoulders are feeling very open, you can lift your chin forward, looking towards the top of the mat. Otherwise, keep the gaze down. Every exhale, think softening through the chest, letting it sink a little bit closer towards the floor. On your next inhale, look forward. We're going to shift onto our forearms. So slowly bring your hips towards the floor, but keep your arms where they are in that number 11 shape, fingers wide, resting the feet on the floor, resting the palms down. Once again, trying to stack your elbows underneath your shoulders. So Lying here in Sphinx pose, making it active by squeezing the thighs, squeezing the glutes. Press down into the forearms to lift the chest. And as you do that, try to soften the shoulders, soften the face. Maybe start to lift the chin a little bit higher, feeling the opening through the chest. Take one more big inhale, lifting up, and exhale. Slowly lower the upper body to the floor, extending the arms out in front of you into a bit of a diagonal. We're moving into a seal pose. So we're gonna bend the elbows, press the finger pads into the floor. So the hands are about at the corner of the top right and top left corner of the mat. And then as much as you can, start to straighten out your arms. So you can either be on your tip tops of the fingers or you can press your palms down. So similar to Sphinx pose, but with the elbows lifted. And if this is uncomfortable, you can return to your belly or return to Sphinx. Just a slightly different opening through the shoulders. Take one more inhale, try to lift the chest. And exhale, bend the elbows to the earth, lower the upper body down. Bring the fingertips right underneath your shoulders. Try to squeeze your elbows back together. Press your feet flat into the floor. We'll go into 3 slow baby cobras or full cobras. So on the inhale, use your low back strength to lift the upper body. Fingertips can hover off the mat for baby cobra. If you're feeling open, you can press into the palms to lift up. Exhale, lower it down. Keep the elbows squeezed. Second time. Inhale, either hover the fingertips or press into the palms of the hand to lift the chest up. Exhale, bend the elbows lower down. One last time. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, bend the elbows, lower the chest to the floor, tuck your toes under, pressing back for a quick child's pose. So heels and hips meet, fingertips reach forward. Chest can rest on the thighs. Take a deep inhale. Big exhale. And walk your hands back towards your knees and round up one vertebrae at a time. Coming into a kneeling position. So lift your hips off your heels, extending your right leg out to the side so the weight stays in that left knee. Trying to place the right foot flat onto the floor for gate pose. Knee pointing forward, hips in one line. Take an inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, right hand comes down to the right leg. Left arm reaches up and over. Trying to keep your bicep back by the ear so your chest is lifting. You're creating space. Feeling that nice full side body stretch. Inhale, both arms through center, reach up. Exhale, left hand comes down to the floor. Right arm reaches up and over for a modified side plank. If you want to hover the right foot, you can. Otherwise, keep it grounded. Using your core strength, come back up to that kneeling position. Both arms reach overhead. Exhale them down to your heart, switching sides. So bringing the right knee underneath the right hip. Left leg extends out to the side, trying to put the foot flat to the floor. Readjust the hips so they're in one direction. Take a big inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, left arm comes down the left leg, right arm reaches up and over. Keeping the chest lifted. Gaze can be up towards the ceiling or straight ahead. Actively reaching over to the side with that right hand. Inhale, both arms through center, reach up. Exhale, right hand comes down to the floor. Left arm reaches up and over for that modified side plank. Once again, you can float your back leg if you'd like an added challenge. Otherwise, continue to lengthen through that left fingertip. On your inhale, use your core, lift up, reach both arms up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Come back onto your knees. Make your way to tabletop position. Separate the fingers wide, tuck the toes under, downward facing dog. Reach your hips up and back. Start to straighten out the legs. You can pedal one heel towards the floor and then the other. Bending the knees as much as you need to keep a straight, long spine. Starting to feel the release in the back. Starting to warm up the legs. Continue to breathe deeply. And if you're walking out your dog, pause for a moment. Take a big inhale through the nose. Exhale out the mouth, let it go. Inhale, look to the top of your space and take a walk until your feet are underneath your hips, keeping them about hip width distance. Bend the knees so the chest can rest on the thighs. Let the head fall heavy, reaching for opposite elbows. Taking a sway and ragdoll pose if that feels good. Maybe shake the head yes, shake the head no. Let the arms be really heavy. And the feet nice and solid and grounded. Your arms are intertwined, release the bind, bend the knees, slowly lift up one vertebrae at a time for 3, 2, and 1. Moving into mountain pose. So keeping the feet hip width distance or bring them together, palms face forward, shoulders release down the back. Maybe close your eyes for a moment. Once again, scanning the body, noticing how you're feeling. Feeling stable, feeling strong. Slowly start to open the eyes. Inhale, reach the arms overhead, palms touch. Exhale, big swan dive forward, lead with the heart. Fingertips reach for the floor. Inhale, press the hands into the shins or the thighs, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, release the head down. Inhale, weight into the heels, circle the arms up, big reach. And exhale, swan dive right back down. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, circle the arms out and up. Palms touch, and then exhale, float right back down. Lifting the hips, relax the head. Inhale, halfway lift, flatten out the back, look down. Exhale, bow. Inhale, stand tall, reach up, look up. Exhale, forward fold, leading with the heart, hinging from the hips. Inhale, halfway lift, flatten out the back. Exhale, forward fold, this time placing the hands flat to the floor and stepping 1 foot at a time into a high plank position. Lowering the glutes down, fire up the core, engage the quads, high on the back toes. Making our way down to our belly so you can stay on the toes or you can lower the knees to the floor, bend the elbows, bring the chest to the mat, untuck the toes. Inhale, lift up for baby cobra, full cobra, upward facing dog. Exhale, press back to downward facing dog, either through tabletop or through plank. Inhale, look towards your fingers, Step or jump to the top of your space. Halfway lift, flatten out the back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, circle the arms overhead. And then bend the knees, sink down into an imaginary chair. So we're squeezing our inner thighs together, lifting the arms up so biceps pull back towards the ears. Palms face one another. Maybe try to lift up all 10 toes. See if you can sink 1 inch deeper into the chair. And then exhale, forward fold, let it go. Inhale, halfway lift, flatten out the back. Exhale, forward fold, hands come down, feet step back to a high plank. You can flow through a vinyasa if you'd like, or press right back to downward facing dog. Moving into a flow, so weight comes into the left foot. Inhale, reach your right leg up and back, heel towards the ceiling. Exhale, bend the knee towards your chest, shift your weight forward, step the foot in between your hands. It's okay to use your arms to help you get there. Holding in this low runner's lunge, trying to keep the left leg straight, high on the back toes. Engage your low core, press into that right heel. Keeping the legs where they are. Take an inhale, lift the upper body. So arms can extend up. You can place them on the hips. Sinking low, continuing to breathe here. Building some heat, building our stamina. Inhale, reach up through the fingertips. Exhale, spin the back foot flat to the floor so it's on a 45-degree angle. Right toes pointed forward, hips are open. Big bend in that right leg. Arms out to a T, or you can place them on your hips. If your arms are extended out, flip the right palm up, reach forward, and then reach up as you flow your left arm down your leg for peaceful warrior, opening the right side body. On your next exhale, circle the arms down to frame your right foot. Come onto the left toe, stepping back to that high plank push-up, flowing through a chaturanga if you'd like, or just lift your hips up and back for downward facing dog. Take a deep inhale and exhale. So inhale through the nose. Exhale out the mouth. Taking that on the other side. So right foot to the center of your mat. Inhale your left leg up and back. Bend your knee towards your chest. Step the foot forward. Lowering the hips down. Letting the hips lower towards the floor, keeping the right leg straight. Squeezing the quad, squeezing the glute. Using that strength to lift your upper body up into a high lunge, nice and slow. Hands can reach up, or you can press them on the hips, making sure they're both pointed forward. Inhale, lift the chest, lift the hands, and exhale, spin the right foot flat. Warrior two, keeping that left leg tracing over the ankle, hips open, arms reaching in opposite directions or maybe resting on the hips. Flip the left palm to face the ceiling, reach forward, reach up, peaceful warrior. And then windmill your hands down to frame your left foot. This time we're gonna step forward to the top of our mat. Take an inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Separate your feet hip width distance. Take your peace sign fingers and wrap them around your big toes. Bend your knees as much as you need to get that contact between the chest and the legs. Let the head go. Use the bind to help bring the upper body closer towards the floor. Slow down your breathing. Take an inhale, try to flatten out the back. Exhale, forward fold. One more time, inhale, lift the heart. And exhale, forward fold. Release the grip on the feet. Bring your hands to your hips and lifting up with a flat back. Coming into standing, heel toe the feet together. Moving in through a quick eagle. So weight is going to come into the left leg. We're going to inhale the arms overhead, palms touch. Right arm is swinging underneath the left, wrapping like ropes, or you can reach for opposite elbows, bend into the knees, staying right here, or float that right leg over the left, squeezing the inner thighs together, trying to wrap the foot around the calf one day. You can always use the ground as a kickstand, sink low, and then unwind the legs, unwind the arms, reach up. Exhale, left arm sweeps underneath the right, stacking the joints, sinking low into that imaginary chair. Weight goes into the right leg as you cross the left up and over. Sink down one more inch. Carefully unwind the legs, unwind the arms. Inhale, reach up. And then exhale, swan dive forward, let it go. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold, bending the knees, coming down onto your glutes. We'll take fire log pose. So our left leg is going to come parallel to the top of your mat. And then we're going to stack the right leg on top of the left. So right knee is over left ankle, right ankle over left knee. Trying to sit both sit bones flat into the floor. If this is super uncomfortable and not happening, you can take a figure 4 shape. So placing the left foot onto the mat and extending the leg as far forward as you need to. Otherwise, try to let the hips open, keeping the chest lifted, keeping your core engaged. Breathing into the sensation. And if you're in fire log, we'll slowly come out, but stay in a similar shape. So heel toe your left foot over to the right a little bit farther. Step your right foot onto the floor. So we're moving into a seated twist. So the left knee is pointed forward, right foot on the outside of the leg. Place your right hand at the base of your spine as you lift the left arm up towards your ear. And then on the exhale, take a twist to the right. So wrapping the left arm around the right leg. Or you can place the elbow to the inner side of the thigh for a deeper twist. Every inhale, sit tall. Exhale, twist. One last time. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, twist. And slowly unwind. Extend both legs out, give them a quick shake. We'll take that on the other side. So right leg bends, placing the leg, the shin parallel, and then stack the left leg on top of the right. Left ankle is on top of the right knee, left knee stacking over the right ankle. Sit bones ground down, chest lifts. And with time, letting that knee start to lower, feeling the opening through the hips. Just focus on your breathing. From here, we'll move into that seated twist nice and gently. So heel toe the right foot over to the left. So your knee is right in front of you. Step the left foot over the right leg. Inhale, both arms up overhead. Left hand comes to the base of the spine and right arm can wrap around the left leg or placing the right elbow against the top of the quad. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, take a twist. Last inhale, lifting up. Exhale, twist. And nice and slowly unwind back to face the front. Extend both legs out in front of you. Move any flesh from underneath your sit bones. Flex the toes. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, hinge from the hips, forward fold, reaching for the feet, the ankles, or the calves. Let the chest completely relax, head, neck, and shoulders. Similar to the twist, every inhale, think about lengthening the spine, creating space. And on your exhale, try to fold into that space, deepening the stretch. Let's take one more big inhale, lengthen through the crown of the head. Exhale, release, forward fold. And then lift your way up, one vertebrae at a time. Stacking shoulders over hips, making your way onto your back. Hugging the knees towards the chest. Give everything a squeeze, either reaching for the knees or opposite elbows. Maybe a little rock from side to side. Happy baby pose. So separate the knees to the outside edges of the ribs. Flex the feet, bring the soles of the feet towards the ceiling. Reach for the outside edges of your feet. Use your hands to pull down to open up the hips. Option to take a little rock from side to side. You can straighten out one leg, straighten out the other. Getting out any final movements. Or squeezing in any final stretches that you want. And if you're rocking, bring your feet together, bring your knees together, give everything one last final squeeze. Hi, Shadow. Bringing the forehead towards the knees. And then we'll relax into Shavasana. So separate the feet wide. Let your palms face up towards the ceiling. Walk the shoulders away from your ears. Give yourself permission to completely relax. I will cue you out. But for these last few moments, try to create space and ease and stillness in your body and in your mind. And you're welcome to stay lying in Shavasana as long as you'd like, or you can begin to reawaken your body and your mind by wiggling your fingers, wiggling your toes, rolling the wrists, rolling the ankles. Let the head fall from side to side. Bring the feet to touch, point the toes forward. Take an inhale, reach the arms back behind you. Giving everything one final full body stretch. Bending the knees in towards the chest into that ball shape. Option to roll over to your right or your left side. And then pressing your way up to a comfortable seat. Resting your hands on your knees, lifting the chest, ground down into the sit bones. Close your eyes one last time. Shoulders soften away from the ears. Inhale, lift your hands to your heart center, pressing the palms together. We'll end with a cleansing breath, so exhale. Biggest inhale through the nose. Exhale out the mouth, let it go. Gently bow your head forward, thanking yourself for practicing today. Namaste.